The father's speech. We're starting at number 1 because this scene is absolute perfection. Elio's summer romance with Oliver ends, and he's completely heartbroken. His father sits him down for a conversation that made audiences weep worldwide.
Look, you had a beautiful friendship. Maybe more than a friendship.
Elio hasn't explicitly come out, but his father knows. He watched the connection between his son and Oliver all summer. Instead of disappointment, he gives Elio permission to feel everything. Michael Stolberg delivers this monologue about how rare true connection is. He tells Elio that most people never experience what he had with Oliver, that to avoid pain, people choose numbness, but that's not really living.
Nature has cunning ways of finding our weakest spot.
Timothée Chalamet's reaction is devastating. Relief, grief, gratitude wash over his face. This is the first time an adult has validated what he felt. The father shares he may have had similar feelings once, but never pursued them. Just pure love and happiness that Elio got to experience something real. This monologue represents the parent every LGBTQ person wishes they had. Not tolerance, celebration. When I saw this, someone whispered, "I wish my dad was like that." That's its power. The dinner table. Love, Simon gave mainstream audiences a hopeful gay teen story, and this dinner scene became iconic. Simon's been blackmailed and outed online. Instead of letting someone else control his story, he sits his family down to tell them himself.
No, I'm gay.
Honey.
When he says, "I'm gay," his voice cracks from exhaustion. He's been carrying this secret so long, and now he can finally put it down. His mom's response destroyed me.
But you get to exhale now, Simon. You get to be more you than you have been in.
Director Greg Berlanti shot this in one long take. The camera stays on their faces, his dad processing, his sister crying supportive tears, his mom reaching across the table. What made this revolutionary was the context. Major studio film, marketed to teenagers. Millions of kids saw a coming out where the family just loves their kid. No conditions, just acceptance. Comments on this scene are filled with people who showed it to their parents before coming out. It became a blueprint for how it could go right. Harvey's tape recording. Harvey Milk sits alone with a tape recorder, knowing his activism has made him a target. He records a message in case he's assassinated. Sean Penn's performance is mesmerizing. Harvey speaks about why he had to be visible, why coming out matters for the whole community.
If a bullet should enter my brain, let it destroy every closet door.
He talks about young people who need to see that being gay isn't a death sentence, that you can be successful and proud and open. The devastating part? Harvey was assassinated less than a year later. His prediction came true. The real Harvey Milk actually recorded these messages. After his death, they were played publicly, and his voice from beyond the grave galvanized an entire generation of activists. This scene reminds us that coming out isn't just personal, it's political. Every person who lives openly makes it easier for the next person. Harvey understood that and paid the ultimate price. Kevin and Chiron on the beach. Barry Jenkins created something special with this beach scene between Kevin and Chiron. They're sitting by the ocean at night, talking, smoking. The conversation drifts, and Kevin asks if Chiron's been with anyone. Chiron barely whispers it. "You're the only one." 4 words. He doesn't say "I'm gay," but those 4 words reveal everything. Years of loneliness, hiding, loving Kevin from a distance. The vulnerability is crushing. The way Jenkins shoots this is perfect. Moonlight on their faces, sound of waves, long silences. He understands the most important conversations happen in what's not said. Ashton Sanders and Gerald Jerome create chemistry that's devastating. There's desire, friendship, and this profound sadness about who they have to be in the world versus who they are together. What follows is their intimate moment, shot with such tenderness. It's 2 people finding connection in a world that tells them they shouldn't exist. This whole sequence destroyed me. I wish I knew how to quit you. Jack and Ennis have been having secret encounters for years. Brief weekends, stolen moments, pretending it means nothing. Jack's exhausted and confronts Ennis, wanting more. They're in a parking lot and Ennis explodes. All the rage and self-loathing pours out. Then he says it.
"I wish I knew how to quit you."
It's not "I love you," but it means the same thing. He's admitting Jack isn't just a friend or a mistake. Jack is essential to him, and that terrifies him. Heath Ledger's performance is legendary. You can see Ennis physically fighting his own feelings. His body screams discomfort even as he speaks the truth. The tragedy is this admission comes too late and changes nothing. Ennis is too damaged by internalized homophobia and the violence of his upbringing. The confession doesn't lead to liberation, it leads to loss. This scene in 2005 brought gay love stories to mainstream audiences and resonated with anyone who's ever hidden who they love. If you're enjoying this video, take a second and hit that join button to become part of the PridePlay family. It really helps us keep making content like this for you. Alright, back to the list. The living room confrontation. Jared gets outed after being sexually assaulted. His parents, his dad's a Baptist minister, confront him in their living room about what they've heard.
I think about men.
Lucas Hedges plays Jared, and watching him confirm the truth is absolutely gutting. Russell Crowe as his father doesn't yell, which somehow makes it worse. He's calm, controlled, already planning how to fix this problem. Nicole Kidman as his mother can barely look at him. She's crying, asking how this happened, like it's a disease he caught. The violence here isn't physical, it's conditional love. We love you, but you need to change. Jared isn't rejected outright. Instead, he's sent to conversion therapy, which is somehow worse than outright rejection. This scene is hard to watch because it's still happening to LGBTQ kids today. The real Gerard Conley wrote the memoir this is based on specifically to prevent other families from making his family's devastating mistakes. Mary's response. Bobby Griffith is raised in a deeply religious household. When he tells his mother Mary he's gay, her immediate response is that it's wrong, that he needs to pray harder.
These are all the things I said to my son Bobby when I found out he was gay. When he told me he was homosexual, my world fell apart. I did everything I could to cure him of his sickness.
Ryan Kelly plays Bobby with heartbreaking hope. He's telling her because he genuinely believes she'll love him through it. Instead, he gets rejection wrapped in scripture and religious conviction. Sigourney Weaver as Mary is terrifyingly real. She's not portrayed as a villain or monster. She genuinely believes she's saving her son's soul. That's what makes it so devastating to watch, to pray the gay away, to be what his mother wants him to be. The real Bobby Griffith died by suicide at 20 years old. His mother spent the rest of her life advocating for LGBTQ rights, trying to prevent other families from experiencing her tragedy.
8 months ago, my son jumped off a bridge and killed himself. I deeply regret my lack of knowledge about gay and lesbian people.
This scene shows the literal life and death stakes of parental acceptance. The morning after. Johnny is this angry, closed-off guy working on a Yorkshire farm, basically drowning in self-hatred and repression. Then Georgi, a Romanian migrant worker, shows up and everything shifts. They start this physical thing, rough, desperate, no emotions attached, just release. But then, there's this morning after scene that changes everything. Johnny wakes up next to Georga and he doesn't run. That's the whole scene. He just stays there. He lets George see him without all the walls up, without the armor. There's barely any dialogue. It's not a traditional coming out with words, but Johnny allowing himself to be vulnerable, to be seen, to want this connection that is coming out in its purest form. Josh O'Connor plays Johnny with decades of rural repression visible in his body language. The way he can't quite look directly at Georg, can't fully relax into the moment. When he finally does look at him directly, it's like watching someone exhale after holding their breath their entire life. Director Francis Lee wanted to show that coming out doesn't always need words. Sometimes it's just letting yourself be loved. Russell's recording. Russell and Glenn hook up and end up spending the entire weekend together. Glenn does this art project where he records people talking about their sexual experiences and feelings. When he asks Russell to participate, Russell uses the opportunity to essentially come out to himself for the first time.
And then you kissed me in the hallway, my hallway.
And I groped you.
Did you? And you groped me.
He's alone in a room, talking to a recorder, and everything just spills out. Years of hiding, shame, fear, all of it pouring out in this confession to nobody. The camera stays close on his face the entire time, and Tom Cullen's acting is incredibly raw and honest. You're watching someone finally admit the truth out loud, maybe for the first time ever. What broke me about this scene is realizing this isn't about telling another person. This is Russell confronting himself, speaking his truth when nobody else is even listening. Sometimes that's the hardest part of coming out. Not telling your parents or friends or coworkers, but just saying it to yourself. Admitting it when you're alone. This scene captures that internal struggle perfectly and honestly. Tim faces his father, based on Timothy Conagrave's memoir about growing up gay in 1970s Australia. Real story, devastating outcome. Tim's been secretly dating John for months. When his father discovers them together, Tim decides to face the confrontation head-on rather than hide. He walks into his father's study, this super traditional, authoritative space that represents everything he's rebelling against, and just owns it completely.
You and John can't see each other anymore.
Yes, we can. You can't stop us.
His dad's disappointment is obvious and crushing. You can see the anger, the confusion, the feeling of betrayal all playing across his face. But Tim doesn't break down. He doesn't cry or beg for acceptance or try to explain himself. He just stands there with his chin up and his dignity intact, even though you know his heart is absolutely breaking. Ryan Kaur plays Tim with such incredible courage and vulnerability. He's terrified but refuses to be ashamed. Knowing this actually happened, that this was someone's real life and real pain, makes it even more powerful and heartbreaking.